Anyhow, let's bring up Why Not. Come on, Why Not? Let's get up here. Why?
Stand up.
Oh, how sad. Oh, my God.
Oh, I better
It's
stand
a
up. I better stand
Looking
up.
good
Terrible
tonight.
thing.
Why?
What?
You look good tonight.
the double
I love
click.
the outfit.
You look good tonight.
Oh,
Not the other nights, but tonight you're looking good.
the other nights I look like shit, but tonight
Yeah.
I'm beautiful. Baby,
Yeah, right.
baby.
Wow.
Well, you know, this young couple was on their honeymoon. They went to a ski resort, and they've been in their room for almost the whole week that they booked. And the wife's like, "Oh, honey, I'm too embarrassed to go down to the dining room." And he's like, "Look, sweetie, I'll go out the window and I'll ski up and down the hill a couple times. You walk down to the lounge, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks in front of the fireplace, and then I'll come in and I'll stomp the skis and get the snow off them and say something that shows everybody that, I've been out skiing for a while." So she goes down and she's sitting at the fireplace having a nice drink, and the door opens and all the blizzard snow comes in, and he stomps in all snow covered and pounds his skis on the floor, knocking all the snow off, and goes, "Hey, anyone who's not been screwing lately to skee ball?" I guess he fucked that up like I usually fuck my stuff up. But this priest offered Harry $500 to paint his church, and Harry buys some paint, starts working, but he's using more paint than he expected, so he adds thinner to make it last, but he's still using too much. It's running out, and so he adds more thinner. The paint's now too thin to use properly, but he keeps going on regardless, and then suddenly there's this crack of thunder and a voice booms out from the clouds. "Harry, repaint and thin no more." I like puns. I do. And Catboy, thank you for reminding me about puns. Well, some friars were behind their belfry payments, so they opened up a little florist shop to raise some funds to pay for the belfry. And everybody liked to buy flowers from the men of God, but this rival florist got pissed off. He thought it was unfair, so he asked the monks to close down. They refused to close down, so he went back and he begged them. They ignored him still, so the rival florist hired Hugh McTaggart, who was a rough, vicious thug in the town. He wanted to persuade them to close. Well, Hugh went and beat up the monks. He trashed the store. He said he'd be back if they didn't close the shop. So they were terrified, and they did so, and thereby proving that Hugh and only Hugh can prevent florist friars.
Ouch, 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 ouch.
That's a great one.
Three animals, a hawk, lion, and a skunk, were arguing about who is the most fearsome, and the hawk goes, "He's the most fearsome because he's the fastest." And the lion says, "He's the most fearsome because he's the strongest." And the skunk says, "It's the most fearsome because he's the worst smelling." And just then this bear came along and he swallowed them all. Hawk, lion, and stinker. I love that one. Is that not cute? It's adorable. Adorable. All right, this boy's wandering through the hotel and he hears amorous sounds coming from a room. He's curious, so he opens the door to this unlit room. And he goes, "Wow, it's dark in here." And this man shouts out, "Buzz off, leave us here alone." And the boy's startled. He shuts the door. He runs away. And later that night, the boy passes the laundry room. Again, he hears these amorous sounds. And he opens the door. He says, "Wow, it's dark in here." And the man goes, "Go away, leave us alone." So the boy shuts the door again and he runs away. And the next day, the boy's mother takes him to his first confession. And he enters the confessional. He goes, "Wow, it's dark in here." And the priest says, "Are you following me around, you little bastard?" God approached Adam. He goes, I've got some good news and some bad news. Now, the good news is I've got 2 new organs for you. One's called a brain, and it will allow you to be very intelligent and create new things and have intelligent conversations with Eve. Well, the other organ's called a penis, and it will allow you to populate this planet and make you and Eve very happy. And Adam's really excited. He goes, wow, that's great. But what was the bad news? And God says, well, you're only going to get enough blood to work one of them at a time. Ain't that the truth? Oh, yeah. Okay, this little boy and his grandpa are walking in the garden, and the boy sees this worm. Grandpa, I bet you $5 I can stick that worm back down the hole. That's impossible, says Grandpa. It's too soft and wiggly to push back in the ground. The little boy runs inside, gets a can of hairspray, sprays the worm till it's stiff as a rod, pokes the damp earth, and goes straight down in. Grandpa sees this. He grabs the spray can, runs inside. 15 minutes later, he comes back with a smile on his face and gives the boy $10. Hey, the bet's only for $5, the boy says. Well, I know, says Grandpa, but Grandma chipped in as well. This man and woman get in an argument about who enjoys sex more. And the man goes, men obviously enjoy sex more than women. Why do you think we're so obsessed with it? Well, that doesn't prove anything, says the woman. Think about this. When your ear itches and you put your finger in it and wiggle it around, what feels better, your ear or the finger? There you go, boys. Boys and girls. Think about it. All right. A woman from New York's driving through a remote part of Texas and her car breaks down. An Indian on horseback comes along and offers her a ride. So she climbs up behind him and they ride off. Well, the trip's uneventful, except for every few minutes the Indian lets out a whoop. And when they arrive in town, he lets her off the gas station. Yahoo! And he rides off. Well, what'd you do to get that engine so excited? Asked the gas station attendant. Well, she says, nothing. I just sat behind him and put my arms around his waist and held on to the saddle horn to keep me steady. That'll explain it. That Indian was riding bareback. God, he had a good trip. A young honeymoon couple rent a cottage from this old lady, and the cottage is a beautiful countryside just by a fishing lake, but the couple spend all their time indoors. Well, finally the lady knocks on the door to see if they're okay. We're fine, said the young man. We're living on the fruits of love. Well, I guess as much, said the old lady, but would you mind not throwing the peels out the window? They're choking my ducks. Harry met up with a girl at a bar, and they ended up at her place. And after the night of raunchy sex, he woke up the next morning and started to get dressed. And while he's doing it, he sees a picture of this guy on the dresser. He looks real young and fit, and Harry starts worrying it might be the jealous boyfriend or husband. The girl's waking up, and Harry says, hey, excuse me, but who's that a picture of? It's not your husband, is it? She goes, oh, no. That was me before the operation. Little Johnny goes to stay at his uncle's farm. One morning, his aunt tells him to feed the animals, but Johnny's in a bad mood. He kicks the chickens when he scatters the corn. He kicks the cow when he gives it hay. He kicks the pig when he fills its trough. I saw what you did, said the aunt when he came inside. And for kicking that chicken, you're getting no eggs in this morning. And for kicking that cow, you're going to get no milk. And for kicking that pig, you're going to not get no bacon. And then the uncle came in and he kicked the cat from the chair. And little Johnny looked at the aunt and said, what are you going to tell him, or should I? No pussy. All right. A man goes to his doctor and he asks for 3 Viagra pills. I got a girl coming around Friday, the man says, and another on Saturday and a third on Sunday. And the doctor gave him the pills and told him to come back for a checkup on Monday. Well, next week the man came back with his arm in a sling. Man, what happened to you? Asked the doctor. Well, not much. They all canceled, the guy said.
Dear.
God,
And
my
then
arm's sore. Oh, God, my arm's sore. All right. All right. Thor, the Norse god of thunder, and this is my last joke. He gets bored with Valhalla. He decides to descend to Earth, get some action down there, and he meets this girl in a bar. She takes him back to her place. And Thor, he's got the stamina of God. He has constant sex with her 14 hours. So later he's boasting to all the other gods about his prowess. But Odin says, you can't submit human women to so much divine sex. They don't have the strength for it. You might have hurt her. Now go back to Earth, find this woman, and apologize. So Thor goes back to the girl's apartment, knocks on the girl, and she shuffles to the door and opens it. Look, says Thor. Sorry about last night and everything. I should explain. You see, I'm Thor. Ho ho! She goes, you're Thor, are you? Well, poor you. I can't even piss. Thank you very much.
Bravo! Yay! Let's give it up. Whoa!
Yay, why not?